Manasseh ben Israel in the 1600s. He was the one who went to England and persuaded Oliver Cromwell to allow the Jews to return to England. He too wrote on these matters. And he says, and the Messiah, son of Joseph, will be the leader of the lost ten tribes when they return. And that he will initiate union with Judah, who will be led by the Messiah, son of David. So we have two Messiahs who overlap in their duties and in their destinies, but their basic tasks are quite clear. Messiah, son of David, is more related to the Jews, and his task is more spiritual. Messiah, son of Joseph, is more material, and his task is more connected with power and rulership. And in the end, the two forces will come together and reunite so that each will borrow from the other and be supplemented from the other and build up from the other.
You're talking about now is living history in real time. Look at the United States of God of Israel, bless America. It's not theoretical. It's, Steve, I don't know if Steve would agree, or it's actual. The landing lights are flashing on and off.
That's right, yeah, that's right. You
Go ahead.
And you read the paper. Yeah, look on the news. And you already see coming into existence the potential. And these sources were written centuries ago, thousands of years ago in some cases. So that is proof that someone knew what they were doing, what was going to happen. Mashiach, son of Joseph, will be the head of Joseph, the tribes of Joseph, the son of Jacob. Jacob had been blessed by his father Isaac. In Genesis 27:9, let people serve you and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brethren, over your brothers. Let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone that curses you, and blessed be he that blesses you. Also Ephraim, the son of Joseph, was blessed, and his father refused and said, I know my son, not. He also shall become a people. He also shall be great. That is the two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. And the younger would come before the first. So the younger is Britain. But he would become first. He would rule first. The British became a great nation before America. Many of America emerged from Ephraim, and this is also indicated in the Hebrew verses. He also shall become big. He also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of the nations. Multitude of the nations. And Hebrew is Mala Agoyim. Mala Agoyim is translated in Onkelos as giving power, ruling over peoples. It also in the Hebrew can connote giving fruitfulness, enabling countries to become nations. This is what the British Empire was. They ruled over the peoples and they enabled the peoples under them to become full-fledged nations. And usually they did it with a cooperation of the peoples under them. Sometimes there was a bit of friction along the way. The Americans had a tea party and they started shooting at each other, and the United States came into being. And it too, in its own way, has been enabling countries to come into existence and to exist. And America has been helping every nation in the earth at some stage or other has received assistance from the USA. Has been sustained, often saved from starvation, saved from disaster, through the good functions of the USA. And this was a promise given to Joseph. This too is an identifying factor. All these points are identifying factors. They confirm each other. They confirm who Joseph was. They confirm the biblical prophecies. This also is mentioned in the prophecy of Brit-Am, the book of Numbers. You remember the book of Numbers, it tells of Balaam, who was a heathen high priest, an international conjurer, a witch, a sorcerer, but someone was able to foretell the future, to curse people or to bless people. And when the Israelites were coming close to the land of Israel, they'd come out. The Israelites were in Egypt. They had been oppressed by the Egyptians, and then under Moses they came up out of Egypt, and they moved through the wilderness, and they came to the borders, the land of Israel, and they're about to enter the land of Canaan, as it was then known, to conquer the peoples. And Midian and Moab were nations on the borders of the Holy Land, but they were afraid that the Israelites would also conquer them, or they didn't want them around. So they hired Balaam, this sorcerer, to come from some place in Mesopotamia on the Euphrates River, to come up and to curse the Israelites. But every time he tried to curse, God forced him to give a blessing. So he too prophesied concerning the Israelites in the end time. And amongst other things, we see in Numbers 24:7, he shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his sheet shall be in many waters, that is in many oceans. And his kingdom shall be higher than Agag, is the most powerful country in the earth. And his kingdom shall be exalted. God brought him forth out of Egypt as it with the strength of a unicorn. Shall eat up the nations, his enemies, shall break their bones in pieces there, and pierce them through with arrows. He crouched, he lied down as a lion, as a great lion, who shall stir him up. Blessed be he that blesses you, and cursed be he that curses you. So here with the lion and the unicorn associated with the descendants of Israel in the end times. The only country in the world which uses a lion and a unicorn as a symbol which identifies with the lion and the unicorn is Great Britain. And Micah says, Micah chapter 5, the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many peoples. He's talking about the end times, the remnant of Jacob. Shall be in the midst of people as the dew from the water, as the showers upon the grass, that waits not for any man, nor waits for the sons of men. And it says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many peoples, as a lion among the beasts of the earth, for us, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep. You go through, but tears down, and tears in pieces, and none can deliver. Their hand shall be lifted up upon your adversaries, and all your enemies shall be cut off. These are the prophecies concerning the 10 tribes in the end times, and these are the prophecies that have been applied to Joseph, and that we will see, God willing, at some time in the future. So to Jeremiah, concerning the 10 tribes in the end times, he said, you are my battle axe. Jeremiah 51:20. You are my battle axe and weapon of war. For with you I will break in pieces the nations, and with you I will destroy kingdoms. And with you I will break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with you will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. Ephraim represents the 10 tribes. So see, the military might was to be associated with the 10 tribes. And as we said, that would defeat Edom. In Ezekiel 25:14 it says, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. They shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. Shall know my vengeance, says the Lord God. Abijah 1:18, the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, a flame, and the house of Esau with stubble. They shall kindle them and devour them. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. The Lord has spoken it. And there are other sources. Incidentally, not all Esau will be destroyed. Esau is divided into different sections. Apparently, the section known as Amalek will be destroyed, of another section of Edom shall join itself in the end times. So we will wait and see. But that was also a prophecy worth noting. And there are many more along these lines. And a lot of more details. And when you take them all together and consider them, fact upon fact upon fact, one aspect upon another, and put them all together, the only conclusion is that the lost 10 tribes amongst English-speaking people, so there's especially English-speaking peoples from Joseph, whereas the other tribes are different religious nations in Western Europe and its offshoots, and also scattered throughout Europe and other places. And Judah is the present-day state of Israel. Judah is also doing much that was prophesied would be done. God willing, Judah will survive. There are indications that there could be problems and that Judah might suffer, but the tribes and horses of Joseph will help. So to the horses of Joseph might also suffer until they recover and are saved. Whatever happens, much is contingent upon our behavior. We can do it. We have to believe in ourselves and do the best we can and believe in this message and understand it and study it and put the different portions of it together and see the whole picture. And God will guide us. Thank you very much. We'll speak more on this.